Hello, my little munchkins, my little crones, and my sunflowers. How are you on this fine Wednesday, late morning, I suppose I should say?
Well, afternoon now.
It's afternoon now. Well, afternoon. Well, anyway, I have someone had me to do a wanting me, excuse me, someone want me to do a reading on Ricky Smiley. Because they said that he had broke down yesterday, which I did see this. I don't know when it happened, but I did see it, and they were very concerned. However, I don't believe that his breakdown, crying, was over what Cat Williams said. I don't believe that, and neither does this person. And this person feel as though, put her name,
Yes.
Miss Queen. This person feel as though that there is an undercurrent that's going on with him, and that she would like to see if I can go in and find out what it could be. Okay. All right. So let's see. It's in God's hands. Okay. All right. Here we go.
So what's the question?
The question is, I was thinking about the question. I was thinking to these cards, meditating and praying over them. That's what I was doing. Talking to the ancestors. What do you have me to say? They said something funny, but is Ricky Smiley okay?
Okay.
And when I say okay, I'm talking about his inner part, his heart, his inside, his mind, his heart. I'm not talking about his physical body. He's okay. I'm only talking about the spiritual part of Ricky Smiley. Is Ricky Smiley the spiritual part of Ricky? Is that okay? His soul. Is that all right?
Yes.
All right. So did I ask my beloved ones how are they? How is their day?
I believe you did.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Woo, child.
Bless you.
Thank you. It never fails. Whenever I sneeze in twos. It's always got to be 1, 2. My uncle Tommy used to sneeze in tens. He's like, achoo, achoo, achoo. I used to think that was so cool. And I used to just want to sneeze like that. You could tell that's a child. You could tell only a child would want to do. His eyes would be running and he would sneeze. He'd stop for a second, go back. And I would trip me out. And then after he would finish, he would say, allergies. And so I got the 2 in a row. Finally, I graduated from 1 sneeze to 2. How many sneezes do you do in a row, baby Cole? 1.
Yeah.
See? So that me wanting to be like my uncle Tommy going, God rest his soul, going, at you, like it was crazy. So anyway, enough of that. So I was just meditating on my ancestors. So let's see what's going on with Ricky. I don't know what the first card is going to be, but whatever the first card is going to be, we're going to say this is going to represent Ricky. And I'm going to put it in the middle, okay? So it could be in the middle of all the cards. Okay.
Okay.
That can't go wrong with that.
No, you cannot.
We see a 10 and we see happiness. But let's not jump to conclusions. See? 5, you want to call them?
Okay. 5 of Pentacles. Oh, the Magician. The 6 of Cups.
Baby, you're going to have to put me up with a camera. Hook us sister up, baby.
Okay. The Knight of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles. A lot of Earth. Seven of Cups. Ten of Wands.
So far, it's looking good.
The Chariot.
And let's just lay this to the side and let's see what's on our bottom card.
Okay, 8 of Wands.
8 of Wands. When I first looked at this, I'm like, don't get excited. Don't get excited about this 10, because this 10 could just be upside down. But I read cards as they resonate in my soul, just by intuition. So if a card is upside down, it's going to come to me upside down. And this card did appear to me, but I was excited and elated. But then it just in my mind, don't believe it's up. Don't believe that it is. So because that 10 is a upside down, or maybe not upside down, but maybe not 100%, that let me think like this, that Ricky Smiley is a spiritual man. And I feel as though he is grieving. And let me tell you why. Because above him is like children or adults playing with children. So, but this is like children reminiscent of a past. So I see, and this is his present. I'm starting in the present. So I see a reminiscent of his past, like with children. I see outside at the very core of him, children playing a house. And then right beneath him, I see a burden. A burden. And so when I begin to see that, and then I looked again, I saw the magician, knew what that meant. But when I saw the 5, I was like, oh, what are you saying? It's saying that he's not over it. There are moments where he just gets struck with grief. And it is the groundingness, the earth of his other children. And I don't know how many children he has, but this shows me that they're pentacles, they're earth. And this shows me that he still have boy and girl. Look up how many children he have. I have no idea. I like to know if I'm right about things. If you don't know and you hear me say something, just start looking it up so we can be in sync. So that let me know that there are other children that he can turn to.
He has 4.
That's a lie. Boy, girl.
Let me see. They might just all be boys. I think they're all boys.
What did he have a son that passed? See, I don't follow it, but I like to see how accurate my readings are. Because I definitely see children. And I see a page and I see a knight. And I see that.
Yes, he did lose his 32-year-old son, Brandon, due to an accidental overdose.
Mm-hmm. And in some way, I feel as though the burden for him is somehow deep in himself, he blames himself. What do you mean? Like it was an oversight, or maybe it's something he knew, but I'm picking it up like it's something I'm picking up he didn't know. And if he did know, he didn't know it had gone to this. Or I shiver to think that he knew and did nothing and said he's grown. I don't want to think that way. So I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to say, I'm looking at it because I don't know. I'm looking at it as that this could have been a problem and maybe he didn't know to what extent. But because if he known, he had the means. He could have done something. He would have done something. And I feel as though somewhere in this, it was taken from him. And that his son life was just taken too quickly, too fast. He was unaware. And I really think, because here I see the magician, I see the family, and I see the Sphinx, which is tied to the past. Again, I see a reminiscent card. I think he goes through moments of sadness about his son. But even though he has other children to look at, it helps him. And he has strong faith. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. This is so tacky, but my throat gets dry. I'd be glad when I can use my straw. So here, I see here, like when he gets like that, things get fuzzy. You know, he goes to try to figure out, you know how sometimes you just want to, could you have done this? Could I have done that? If I would have did this? I think he goes through those moments. I really do. And I think it's because of his children that one side of him is the chariot. It keeps him stable because he wants to show strength. And then on one side of on the corner, it's like he can make anything happen. He has the power. He has the wisdom, the knowledge to bring things into existence. But this is something that's bigger than him, something he didn't plan, something he didn't see coming. And this has broken his heart. So as a person suffering with this broken heart, it like come over him like a flood. And he can't fake it. He can't hide it. It just come over him. And I think because of his children, he just, that's his strength, you know? It's like a wave. And I cannot understand because I don't know what it's like to lose a child. So my heart goes out to him. And I hope that I explained it to the best of my ability, how I am feeling this. Yes.
Yes, this is very interesting. Looking further a little bit more into it, the son that he lost was his oldest son.
Okay.
And then on top of that, it seems like the family dynamic would be shifted because I was wondering if he had daughters. And it seemed like out of those 4 kids that he had, 2 were sons and 2 were daughters. So now he only has 1 son and 2 daughters.
See, let me go back because I said pages to me are male. I mean, knights are male. And for me, pages are female. Mm-hmm. However, you could have a mix up. That's why I was like, do we have daughters? Because I saw page, but they both earthy. They grounded in their father. They grounded kids. They're grounded. And I think that's where I feel his contemplation, like I thought they were okay. And you can tell him 1,000 times it's not your fault. I can understand what that would mean. And me, if you were to do something like that would have happened to you, heaven forbid, I would say, how could I be with her all the time? Talk to her every day. Know that. Mm-hmm. How can I not know that? I'm not saying that that's what he's going through. I'm saying I'm trying to look at it and trying to find a way to make it make sense to me. The bouts of depression, because that's what it is. Because he's struggling. You see, he is the charioteer, whatever, the person who rules this chariot. And so he always has to stay in alignment. He's got kids. I got a show. I got people. He's always got to be like this, steady. And now he's not steady. It's like it comes up on him. You know, it comes up. And many people could feel as though it's phony or whatever, but no, he's still grieving. How long ago has it been for his child?
Yes, he actually lost his son last year in January. So this will make a 1 year anniversary this month. So this plus Cat Williams.
Okay, that's what I got. And right here, if you see, this is what 8 represent what? Moving on. And I see, and even the burden card, you see, mm-hmm. Moving forward, because that's what fire does. It moves. And he is trying to move, but he's stuck. You know, it's like molasses, because he still had this thing on his back, that fatherly guilt. It's out of love. Because he felt like this shouldn't have happened on my watch. I'm paraphrasing because I'm not Ricky Smiley. I'm just trying to find words to express what I'm seeing and feeling. It's like if I had all the money in the world and someone died needlessly, I would feel bad about that. And I think this is what he's dealing with. But these children are standing out. So I see that maybe the girls are really sticking with him. I definitely see that they are there with him. They really are there. And they're going through it too. They're going through it too. Now, when I flip over, I see the Fool. Yeah. And the Fool, they're facing the Fool. Everything other than this middle card and other than the Magician, because the Magician is looking straight at the problem, right? And the Magician knows exactly what the problem is. The magician has to allow the body to get well so the body can go and do what it needs to do to heal itself. But right now I can see it. And I think with the Cat Williams thing, even though it wouldn't have been nothing he would have cried about. This is what I'm picking up from this 8. I think it's just when you're already feeling bad. And now somebody come along and you're feeling like you're a liar. Somebody's trying to make you out to be a liar. And maybe you did embellish the story, or maybe you see the story differently. I don't want to get into that. But anyway, that, and you're already feeling a way. He just couldn't maintain the reign. He just couldn't. And he just broke at that moment. This is what I'm getting from the card. It wasn't something that he woke up and said, I think I'm going to break today. It was just all this on your mind. And at the very time of his January, this is very heavy. Also, I see that they are all like a fool dealing with this. And because he was the oldest, he must have had a lot of influences in their life. And right now, what I'm seeing from the family, not from the middle and not from Ricky, but from his siblings that's left, they're trying to figure out who do they look up to or who do they go to. I may be saying it wrong, but it's like they're looking because they don't have that there no more. They don't have, because he's facing them. And so, and they're facing him, and they coming to him with their earthly things, like they go to him with their problems or share with them. But now they are having to confront that he's not there anymore. And they have to go on and missing a big thing out of their life. So this is affecting them all. But time has gone by, and some do better than others. And I just think that he just had a momentarily relapse. Just too much on his mind that morning. Baby Crone, tell me you have a question.
Yes, I do have one question.
Mm-hmm.
And my only question is...
Only question.
Yes, the only question I can think of at the moment.
Okay.
How does he feel losing his oldest son?
Let me see. Devastated. I had to feel that for a moment. That settles everything I said.
Yep, it does.
Devastated. A feeling he's never felt. Devastated. I can't imagine. I can't imagine his thoughts. I can't imagine outliving your child, your oldest one at that, the one who's with you the longest. I don't want to imagine losing you. It is too much for my brain to handle. On a good note, because of his faith and because of the other children, he know he have to soldier on. That's what the magician is there for, saying, you got the power. It's within you. You can make those dark clouds clear blue skies. Yes, you can. You may be knocked down, but you're not knocked out. And there's a time for everything under the sun. But you have to get up. And you have to move on. And you have to know your son is okay. He's all right. Now you be all right, because that is what he will want for you in his other existence. He could not want anything less but love for you, because he's no longer bound by the body, but he's a free entity. And I'm sure his words would be to his papa, I'm okay. It's okay. It's not your fault. And even though sometimes we could chant those words, I really feel, because this is the most masculine, look like we got you see these two masculine cards, this is the most masculine cards. Next to, and because it's so masculine, it's making me feel, because they on the angles, and because it's so masculine, it's making me feel like I gotta be strong. I gotta, and he can't do it. He do it, but it's like it can't hold up all the time. If I'm making any sense.
Yes.
But he is strong. But this has not been easy. This has been a rocky road.
My last question, Baby Crone came up with another one.
Mm-hmm.
How does Ricky Smiley feel about the Cat Williams situation?
Oh yeah,
forgot his name for a second.
Yeah, really. How you feel about that, Ricky? How you feel about that? And whatever you say, we're gonna just make this our last card. Mm-hmm. Is this it? Okay. Sun out. He's like, for me, if the sun showed up, it's like, I take it for what it is. He feel his way. It's like, I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered like that. Yeah, it's sting. But this is, remember, the sun deal with the outer persona. The sun doesn't deal with what you feel like on the inside.
That is true.
Let's get this clear. So you could be feeling like crap, as we see, on the inside, but the sun is always going to give you a what? A sunny disposition. The sun is always going to make you appear to be what you're not. So yes, so when I look at the sun card, I see, yes, on the outside, I am unbothered. This doesn't bother me. But because I know that the sun does that, and because I see all this, and because a breakdown happened, I know that that was just a little extra oomph that you didn't need that morning. Because you was feeling mighty low that morning. And this didn't help. Because nobody wants to feel like you got to explain. Especially when you're being called a liar. And at the same time, you're dealing with the year anniversary of your son, the first year. So this is a lot. But because he's the magician, he believes in God. He also knows that God don't put no more on you than you can bear. And because of his faith, he know he's going to be okay. And he knows that this is going to pass. And he understands that this could be a testing of his faith right now. But he's going to be okay. Because the sun came out, right? And at the end, it shall pass. And he knows that. He encourages himself. He knows. And he has a lot of people around him that keeps him encouraged. So he knows. And in spite of what anybody says, what I'm picking up, and it feels like I need to say it, is no matter what, this energy is saying Ricky Smiley is well loved. They wanted to say, Ricky Smiley, you are well loved in the world. Not just home, in the world. And with that, we'll leave that on that. I thought that was very good. I feel a little somber because I know more. And I know more about his situation, but as I said, I don't read up on him. I don't want to know. Once you tell me to read up on him, I can't. I'd rather do it while baby Crone is at the computer, while you can hear what I hear, because I don't do it. It mess up with my reading. It don't make me feel authentic. So I felt like I did good, but he is devastated. And he's still healing. And they're all new at it. It's like new at it. They gotta go on without him. This is hard. This is new. They feel like a fish out of water. They trying to figure. It's how you work it out. Before we go, I remember when my sister, God bless her soul, Bonnie, died. I just felt like, how am I gonna go on? Who am I talk to about my problems? I mean, I'm feeling selfish, but I'm feeling like when I want to go out, I don't have a house to go to anymore. I felt lost. And it took how many years? About 2 to get over it. But the first year was horrible because it was like I lost my best friend. And I felt like I was left in this world alone. And can you imagine? That's his oldest son. Well, anyway, I just wanted to leave you that this was a somber read. I hope you enjoyed it, baby Crone, outside of the somberness. How was it?
Yeah, it was a good tarot reading.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did.
Ricky, Smiley, you are well loved, and you are so loved by the Crones.